This LOS is describe the revaluation model. The revaluation model. IFRS permit the use of either the revaluation model or the cost model, but the revaluation model is not allowed under US GAAP. So of course I've put that in bold, flashing red light. Okay. Revaluation changes the carrying amount of classes of long-lived assets to fair value. The fair value must be measured reliably. Under the cost model, carrying amounts are historical costs less accumulated depreciation or amortization. Under the revaluation model, carrying amounts are the fair values at the date of revaluation less any subsequent accumulated depreciation or amortization. IFRS allow a company to use the cost model for some classes of assets and the revaluation model for others, but the company must apply the same model to all assets within a particular class of assets and must revalue all items within a class to avoid selective revaluation. If a revaluation initially decreases the carrying amount of the asset class, the decrease is recognized in profit or loss. So A went down, E would have to go down. It goes through the income statement. Later, if the carrying amount of the asset increases, the increase is recognized in profit or loss to the extent that it reverses a revaluation decrease of the same asset class previously recognized in profit and loss. Any increase in excess of the reversal amount will not be recognized in the income statement, but will be recorded directly to equity in a revaluation surplus account. Okay, so you see that if you revalue an asset down, it's going to go through your profit and loss. A goes down, E goes down, it's through the income statement. But if you revalue and it goes back up, you can't manage your earnings. It's not going to go through the income statement. It's going to go directly to E through a revaluation surplus account. That would be similar to what we've seen before, the other comprehensive income, where the adjustment is to the E direct on the balance sheet and not through the income statement, not through the retained earnings. So we'll finish this LOS with a practice question. A company which prepares its financial statements in accordance with IFRS uses the revaluation model to value land. At the end of the current year, the value of the land has increased and will be adjusted on the balance sheet. Which of the following statements is most accurate? In the current period, the revaluation of land will A, increase return on sales, B, increase return on assets, or C, decrease the debt to equity ratio. Okay, good little practice question. The correct answer is C. The current period revaluation of the land is being revalued up, so it's going to decrease the debt to equity ratio. So let's just go through that. Step number one, if we revalue something down, it's going to go through the income statement and it's going to have a impact on the profit and loss. But if we revalue an asset up, it's not going through the income statement, and it's not going through the profit and loss statement. It's going to go directly to the balance sheet through a surplus account. So remember, A went up, so equals assets equals liabilities plus equity. E had to go up, but there's a component in there, the surplus account. Okay, so A is going to be wrong. It's not going to increase the return on sales. Okay, because it's a revaluation up. It's not going through the income statement. Now again, we can see this is a revaluation up, so B is should be an easy one. We can see our A went up. So return on assets, let's just look at it. Return on assets equals net income over average total assets. If A went up, then the ratio is going to go down, correct? It's not going to increase your return. It's going to decrease your return because your total assets have gone up. So again, exam tip, sometimes write out the formula, look at your numerator and denominator, draw your arrow on what's going up and therefore what's happening to the ratio it's going down. Don't try to work those all out in your head. In the exam environment, it's easy to make quick mistakes if you're moving too quickly. Write it out. You've got 90 seconds. So okay, so assets equals liabilities plus equity. My E went up, so I'm going to decrease the debt to equity ratio. Debt to equity, E went up, and the ratio went down. Again, draw out your numerator, denominator, and draw your arrows, and this question becomes very easy. And that's the last slide for this LOS. Thank you.